Belgium. Dinant is a historic city located in a beautiful area between the stone cliffs and the Meuse River. This is a very important point on the tourist map of Wallonia. Above the city buildings, on the banks of the Meuse, there is a magnificent church with an onion-shaped dome. Another equally popular monument among tourists is the citadel standing on the top of the cliff. Rock climbing enthusiasts come here for the magnificent cliff. In summer, especially on weekends, cruise ships, kayaks and pedal boats float on the river. The city is one of the favorite places among fans of day trips. One of the most recognizable tourist attractions in the city center is the Church of the Virgin Mary. Church of the Blessed Virgin Mary. In the place where the current temple stands, a Romanesque-style church was built in the years 1000–1200. When in 1227 a part of the rock that broke off the cliff behind the church destroyed the tower, the church was partially rebuilt in the Gothic style. The reconstruction lasted until the 14th century. This new construction is still the dominant style in the presbytery and in the southern part of the transept. In the year 1466, the Duke of Burgundy, Philip Good, and his son, Carol Brave, punished the inhabitants of Dinant by setting fire in the city. The reason for this revenge was the uprising that the inhabitants initiated. About 800 of them were thrown into the Meuse River, and part of the Church of the Virgin Mary was destroyed. After a few years, residents began to rebuild the church in a slightly changed style. The baptistry placed in the baptistry became a symbol of a new beginning and rebirth. Originally, the church should have two majestic towers. Ultimately, however, this plan was not implemented, and the church was topped with one 68-meter, onion-shaped tower, located above the main entrance. Initially, this strange structure was to crown the House of City Councillors, but it turned out to be too heavy, so it was decided that it would be at the top of the collegiate church. Inside the temple there are interesting Dinanteries, decorative brass objects made in the Dinant area. In the late Middle Ages, Dinant became a center for the production of copper objects. Many religious objects in the churches of the Meuse Valley come from Dinant. The altar is part of an important renovation of the collegiate church from the second half of the 19th century, which aimed to give it its original, Gothic character. The whole is inspired by carved altars in Brabant in the 15th and 16th centuries. The collegiate treasure is also a wonderful reliquary hiding the remains of the patron of the city of St. Perpetus. Until the 1960s, the reliquary was carried along the streets of Dinant in a procession held on the 15th of August. The collegiate church also has one of Europe's largest neo-Gothic stained glass windows depicting the history of salvation. Gustave Ladin, an artist from Ghent, created this work in the year 1903, in the style of 13th-century Gothic stained glass. Every Sunday, from June to August, an organ concert takes place here at 16.30.